Hello everyone and welcome back to the Existence Podcast, episode 31 on the community server, and I am joined today by KSores, iGalaxy, and Noah. My name is mcpeachpies. How are you guys doing?
I am doing fine.
I'm doing great.
Why is Noah sitting... What? Kyle, did you just put the rails down behind him?
Yeah.
So Noah... in traditional podcast fashion, we're all chilling around a campfire, sitting in some game mode 4 chairs. But Noah is just taking a ride down some rails because he can't afford a saddle and is sitting in a minecart. But anyway, we're on the community server. Woo!
Yeah, very exciting.
Unfortunately, we missed a podcast last month just because we were so busy with getting everything set up and everything organized for the community server. And just really didn't have a chance to sit down and record a podcast just with all of the development going on. So we're catching up, episode 31 now. And yeah, how long has the server been up now? I've honestly lost track of time.
I think almost exactly a month.
Oof.
I think the dragon fight was 2 weeks ago, and that was the second weekend.
Was it actually 2 weeks ago?
I'm pretty sure, because last weekend we did all the slime farm stuff, and we already had elytras when we were doing it, so...
Gosh, honestly, I've lost completely track of time, because when we opened the server... He's putting out the campfire. When we opened the server, I had like 2 days, basically, and then I went away for a couple of days, and then came back for about 1 day, and then went away again for like a week and a half. And by the time I got back, like, the server had been open for nearly 3 weeks. So I'm really just getting a chance now to actually sit down and play on the server, let alone catch up on a whole bunch of development with data packs and stuff that's been going on. Why are we getting pickles and flowers thrown around?
You wanted them.
Thank you. So let's cook some potatoes. Can do that. But yeah, no, I've absolutely been loving what I have been able to. I think, there was a lot of talk before, when we're back on Keystone, when season 3 ended, about kind of what the server would be and what it was going to be about. And honestly, I'm really happy with the results so far, and I think it's been just awesome just playing with everyone again. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with my big projects.
I'd like to see the transformation of the lake, because all the terraforming that's been happening on Fatnick's side, thanks to ACG, and it's looking great so far. Oh no, also the peninsula.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are like... I remember when we first announced the potential seed we were going to use, that, and we kind of only really showed the mountains, which I think kind of the symbol of the server of the world are kind of the mountains, and that's all we really showed. And everyone's like, what? We did mountains already, that was Keystone, we did Snowy, we did all this. I'm like, however, that's not actually what we're going to have spawn town. And then I showed the other pitch and it was like, oh, a lake and a forest, and it was like, well, it's just season 2 again. But
I like this. Definitely feels different than season 2.
How so?
There was it's the lake just feels different. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, the lake on season 2 kind of flowed right into the mountains. In fact, it had that like gully, if you remember, or that gorge where it actually went between the mountains. Whereas this is quite separate.
I have no memory of the terrain on season 2 other than the lake.
Yeah, and then we just undid that by terraforming it so it opens up to the river.
That is
on
true.
Season 2?
No, on here. We opened up the lake to the river.
I think that was kind of always an idea, though, was to have the lake kind of more connect. Because I think when we first showed the seed to the patrons, I think it was ACG had some great ideas to kind of have waterways connecting everything. And I think that's kind of what we're working towards, but I noticed that the Fatnick group, being like Kyle, ACG, Duo, ATM, Dragon, have I missed anyone?
There's 9.
9 people?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Fatnick group is... Who is Nick and why is he fat? But and so you guys kind of jumped on board. ACG messaged me and he's like, I want to do this, and I was like, that sounds cool, just check what other people think, and everyone was pretty on board with it. and everything's kind of been opened up, but is ACG planning on doing more work? Because it's looking a bit barren at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's definitely planning on doing more work.
Yeah.
I thought he was working on terraforming the hills over by the river opening.
Yeah, because if he does anything like he did on like season 2 and what he kind of started doing on Keystone, that's going to be an absolutely incredible bit of terrain. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, no, I think coming back to, about the world and, what the new server is, a lot of what we've tried to do is really make this kind of... I never forget when I started season 3 and I was like, what could be kind of the description or the catchphrase or whatever for season 3? And I was like, what if we took the best bits of all the past seasons? And so that was kind of what we did. And when we started season 3, me and Yog were kind of like, and I think Sandman was kind of a little bit of part of the discussion. We were kind of like, weren't really too sure what to do after season 2 because everyone was kind of like worn out a little bit from doing the whole YouTube side of things. So like, what if we just start a server again and kind of make content creation, but not be too bothered about like, trying to meet deadlines or constantly having heaps of members and stuff. But also, still having YouTube content creation the main focus. Which
I think
didn't really work.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Content creation of season 3, I think, kind of killed it because you had these people who were focusing on content creation, but they were the only people who were really playing on the server. So if you have people who aren't really focused on content creation, then the server kind of... I mean, they're all focused on content creation, but then some people get worn out, and eventually the server starts to feel lonely.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Like, I just didn't get an opportunity in the end to play on season 3 because we started at what 20. Noah, when was it? You were there for some reason.
I was there
2018?
for everything. It was about a year ago.
No, we ended at about it was. It must have been. Was it 2019? No, this doesn't seem right. Someone fact check this. It's on the website. In fact, it's on a web page that you guys can't see yet. Season 3 started on May 1st, 2019. Wow. Holy moly, season 2 went on for ages.
Season 2 is a long.
Yeah, season 2 was crazy long. Yeah, no, May 1st, 2019 is when we started videos. So, gosh, that feels like ages ago. Yeah, and like last year was my first year of study, so like my whole life literally switched and changed last year and really did not give me an opportunity to do what I wanted to do. So much was going on last year for me. And yeah, like we had, a cool group of people, but like Galaxy was saying, as some people didn't really get a chance to make content or just got busy with other things, like the few people who were left playing on the server didn't really have as much motivation, I suppose, than kind of what other people would, which is why...
I feel like
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like it kind of motivates everyone to like play and do more stuff on the server when it's like active and busy, as opposed to like when you're the only one on.
Yeah, which kind of happened with Keystone a little bit. Like when we first started everyone was kind of like pretty fun at the start, and it was cool like having patrons and kind of being somewhat exclusive. But the kind of idea with Keystone at the beginning was patrons would play on it and like official members would also play on it, and that way it's kind of like, oh, we're playing with the celebrities. Or like, but it's like somewhat more exclusive. And that kind of worked for a little bit, but then it slowly just started trickling away with, being patron only, and season 3 was kind of getting more quiet. So it's like people weren't really playing on Keystone, but also, why would you play on Keystone if you need to play on season 3 anyway?
Yeah.
The concept was there, but existence as a content creation aspect just wasn't big enough, really. There wasn't enough following, and there wasn't enough active people to really do anything. Also, I'm noticing an interesting glitch with campfires at the moment. The smoke particles seem to be like compiling. If I break the campfire, what happens? There we go, it's stopped now. Why is there string above this? Also, I just realized all 3 of you are now me.
Yep.
Oh, good. Oh no, I put it in the wrong spot. Yeah, so really, I think the community server was kind of inevitable, and I think it's something that we definitely wanted to do a long time ago. Like the Patreon server, that was in talks for ages, and doing like a community server was in talks, honestly, since season 1. But I think we did the right thing with trialing Keystone first, because obviously if we had started like a server and nobody played on it, even with season 3, I don't know. It's always tricky because our community is very strange in the sense that it's had such kind of regular people throughout the past 4 years, like you guys, who are still kind of around. But I really think that what we've done with the community server really makes sense.
Yeah, I think it definitely was the best move. And it's so cool seeing like playing on the community server and seeing people like from the season 1 days playing on here too.
Yeah. Like Iso and Sam.
And if it was like a proper server, like recording server, like season 3 was, that just wouldn't have happened. So it's really cool to see. And playing with my friends who I play a lot with, don't make videos. It's I honestly love it.
Yeah, I really think that a season 4 wouldn't have worked. Because I just couldn't do a season 4. Like there's no way I'd be able to upkeep that for like my content creation. And even if we to do like Keystone season 2, I don't think that would have worked. Even though this is basically season 2 Keystone. But with the changes we made like at the start of the year, which we've talked about a lot about in past podcasts, obviously, it really changed things. Like if we did Keystone season 2 and it was really kind of heavily focused on patrons and like we didn't have a season 4, it probably wouldn't have worked, just because it doesn't, it's not recognizable. And I don't think we would have been able to get as many people in, and also probably would have got lost in translation. So having, this as just the existence community server.
I feel like the name change really definitely isn't a bad thing.
But yeah, no, it's been just awesome. And like, it's very rare that the server has, 0 people online, apart from the fact that obviously Kyle's been AFK for some stupid amount of time.
Noah's away from his keyboard.
That's an interesting thing I didn't really consider.
Great timing.
We're all going to get great names in a minute. But
we've been moving.
Yeah, I'm honestly loving it so far. I'm really trying to encourage a bit more content creation. I'm doing a little bit myself, and I'm hoping to do more live stream stuff and then just edit them down into videos like I have been doing. But I know, is it this coming weekend ACG's organized like a live stream event?
Yeah, it's like a week from yesterday.
Yeah.
I was going to try to make it to that, but then stuff came up. I won't be able to make it.
Yeah, so that's like, honestly, that's something I'm really excited for, because it was really one of my biggest concerns, obviously, with doing a server like this, is there'd be, minimal content creation, which is fair enough, because we definitely said, like, you don't have to do content creation, that's not the point. But I was worried that kind of nobody was really going to do anything, and even like the people who I know, are interested in content creation, but haven't done it in a while, might have just like not done anything. But really, I think this is showing that there is definitely still that drive, especially for live streaming, which I think makes a lot of sense for this kind of server too.
It definitely
a lot of people have been live streaming.
Definitely takes a lot smaller commitment of your time and just overall effort to like do a live stream and hang out with everyone, as opposed to like make an edited, planned out video. So
when you're playing on a video.
If people do a live stream, it's still way better than like not having anything at all, in my opinion. Yeah,
I really wish Duo had been doing some sort of video or streaming or something, because he's been doing, obviously he has like some stupid amount of playtime. Yeah, he's got a ridiculous amount of playtime. But I don't know what he's been doing apart from screenshots, and from what he has been doing, making like giant witch farms and what was it, a 12 by 12 by 12 cube of bee nests.
Yes.
Redacted blocks.
Redacted blocks. It's been absolutely crazy. There's so many people doing so many cool things that I haven't seen, and I was really hoping to actually get some sort of
perspective.
way to see that. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to keep encouraging it, and obviously we got a lot of people kind of noted down as content creators, but only a slim kind of few people have been. Well, actually, in saying that, a lot of people have been live streaming, so that's always good. But once everyone found out that the Kyle.
Yeah,
once everyone found out that the replay mod came out, a lot of people seemed to get piqued interest again. So I'm hoping to see some cool time-lapse stuff, because obviously ACG used to do that back on Season 2. All those kind of time-lapse stuff, and it'd be cool to see him start doing that again.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. His time-lapses were really cool in Season 1.
We need to get Eli back on here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Noah, weren't you going to be doing something?
What?
Weren't you going to be doing some sort of streaming or like time-lapsey or highlights and stuff?
I've streamed a few times on here.
A couple times.
I no longer have the existence content creator role, so I am no longer driven.
You don't?
I think it was from back when I made my big break. I think that's when I lost it.
Your big break.
Yeah.
Do we even want to talk about that? Because I don't.
It was a funny joke.
You think it's funny. I was really annoyed at you and still am, frankly.
The punchline, man.
Yeah, whatever. I'll give you credit for your pun.
It was so good.
We won't talk about that.
That's all I want.
Gosh. Anyway, I don't understand how Noah's still here. For somebody who's been around the community probably longer than like Kyle.
It's a little after me. He joined Gen 4. I was Gen 3. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, just because I joined after you does not mean I was in the community after you. I was around the community for, like, I think around when Gen 2 joined.
Like, I was there too when Sam joined and stuff.
Yeah,
Gen 2 was like
around.
artificial yoga
Sam,
and
Diamondback,
stuff.
and
yeah, I was
Mad
around.
Cat. What I can't understand is how you keep getting away with anything.
It's because of my insanely high charisma.
You have probably left and joined the community more times than anybody else. And that's including Duo, who left and joined 2 different servers during Season 2 and came back 3 times.
Because of my insanely high charisma.
Last time you... there was a petition?
Yeah.
Gosh.
We petitioned for the wrong thing.
It got 9 signatures.
You are the bane of this community, Noah, and I don't understand.
I'll help you out. There you go. Now it's safe.
But, oh dear. Galaxy, are you going to be doing anything? Because you keep talking about, some sort of video stuff.
Yeah, finishing your house.
Yeah, I need something funny to happen and record it.
Something funny to happen.
Oh. Yeah, here, give me your flint and steel. I can make something funny happen. Watch.
I don't like this.
It's gonna be a repeat of Keystone.
I've already committed acts of arson on the server. What are you gonna do about this one?
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. Hold on. Is it all out? I don't want to burn down another house.
another one.
Not again.
Yeah,
but
he caught ACG's docks on fire.
Yeah,
I want to make one video and then I plan on live streaming something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think you've kind of got the same ideas as what I was kind of thinking to do, but really haven't been just playing enough to do anything. But I was really kind of thinking of just whenever I was playing, just recording and then making little snippet videos. Like that time, Kyle, do you remember you took me on a little tour around the Fatnik area?
Yeah.
I should have been recording that, and I didn't, because that would have been really cool. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Take 2.
Yeah, for sure.
I've forgotten my instincts, and I'm not recording everything anymore. I keep forgetting to record stuff, and now there's nothing to put together into a video.
Honestly, I think what I really found right was with my most recent video, which was the Ender Dragon fight. And what I was going to do is, because obviously I had to jump in and live stream that because Jay had all sorts of... Jay was meant to live stream that. We all like that was the plan from the beginning. I said, Jay, Kaney, you guys organize the Ender Dragon fight, and Jay, you can live stream it. I'll just sit back because I'm going to be away anyway, and you guys can manage it, and it'll be awesome and a good time. And then I was like, I might wake up for it, I might not, because it was still pretty early. I ended up being awake anyway, so I dragged myself out of bed and got to the event, and I was just going to casually record it, and then just edit it down. And then Jay was like trying to stream, and I think he spent like 15 minutes trying to start the stream, and I said, Jay, I'll do it. So I ended up recording the whole thing, which was about 2 hours, and the fight was like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't
Give or take?
that
It wasn't too long.
overly long, but it was chaotic to say the least.
It was.
Well, I wouldn't know. I set an alarm for it, then I slept through my alarm, so...
That's usually something I do. But, yeah, no, so I ended up recording that and then recorded like maybe an hour or so of just exploring the outer islands and the end. And my original plan was going to be, to do what kind of everyone always does and what I've always done in the past, and just, record the fight and record the exploring and then edit that all into a single episode. But what I ended up doing, just because it worked better, was literally just uploading the fight itself. And I was really actually quite happy with that, because it meant that it's not like a grueling Let's Play video where it's just everything that's happening, it's just the good stuff, just the stuff that's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
You guys are destroying my campfire.
I'm sorry.
You invited us into your home. We're making ourselves comfortable.
But yeah, no, I definitely have wanting to been just like recording little bits here and there, and even I really want to do more time-lapse stuff too, because that was something I did a lot during season 1, dabbled in with season 2. Obviously I did that huge project, if you guys remember, when I did the End Island. That was honestly one of my favorite time lapses I've ever done. But
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
on season 2.
I don't remember if you time-lapsed it or not, but your storage system in season 1 was really cool.
Yes, the community storage system.
Your like base you had near the end of the season.
Oh no, I did the iron farms.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I love that time lapse so much. I have so many fond memories of that, and I've really been wanting to do that again, because obviously, Galaxy, what are you doing to my little dabbing armor stand?
I was taking the potato out of it.
Oh. But yeah, no, I've honestly, I have a diploma in digital media, and I have many skills in that area that I want to practice. So I definitely...
Too?
What?
You too?
Yes, me too.
Oh, no way, same.
Yeah, no, mine's
God.
coming in like 2 semesters. I need to finish up.
Anyway,
yeah, I need to start the class and finish it.
Same.
Point being, I really want to just do more edit projects, because obviously, and especially like time-lapse stuff, because I love editing things to music, and especially with like movement and stuff that you can do with kind of replay mod now that it's out, because it's fabric based. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Use of Fabric API now.
Which I'm loving Fabric at the moment. But yeah, so definitely there's a lot of things that I want to do, but I just need to kind of dedicate my time. And obviously with the past 6 months in the world right now, everything's been all over the place and nobody's kind of been sure what's going on with anything. So I think, especially, well, I don't know about you guys, but things are pretty much getting back to normal now here in New Zealand, which I think I might have talked about last time.
Oh no,
I'm an American.
We're just getting started where I live.
Yeah, we're American.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
You
even
just
know
drove
if
an
we're
anvil on
started
me?
Yes.
You took me down to like 1.5 hours.
Finish the job.
No, I don't want to die. I've got levels that I want to keep.
I can give you a one-time pass to the XP farm.
No, you can.
It's a really good XP farm, Patrick.
Not right now. I have heaps of stuff in my inventory. I don't want to die right now. Maybe later.
I have a shelter box you can put it in.
No, just leave me alone. You're distracting me from the podcast. Oh, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore.
Oh, how things are getting back to normal in New Zealand, while
Well, things
are
And only New Zealand.
pretty
only
much,
New
yeah.
Zealand.
Things like are back to normal in New Zealand now. Meanwhile, the rest of the world's in somewhat chaos or trying to go back to normal, and then having to like lock down again.
Yeah,
It's the advantage
Go
of living on an island.
See, I'm also in a digital media program. Tried transitioning to virtual learning, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't feel comfortable going back to a class with 30 people.
No.
But like, there's no way I can get a degree digitally, and like, this is what I want to do, but I can't.
I like going in person, but I can't go in person, and I don't like online classes because it's hard to focus with those.
So my study. So last year I did digital media, and this year I'm doing photography, which is kind of covering everything, but it's commercial photography. So literally my whole course this year revolves around working with clients. So for the 3 or so months that we were in lockdown, they were literally my lecturers were basically fighting to allow my course to keep running, because they actually considered just canning it altogether for the year and doing it next year, just because it was to the point where it was like there was nothing we could really do that was going to be beneficial to our study, because we couldn't actually work with clients. We couldn't work in a real life scenario. So
I had the exact same class, actually. I did the exact same class. It was commercial video production. I was supposed to film an advertisement for a place, but like the week that I was supposed to have a meeting, society fell apart. So I couldn't, and I ended up making an anime intro for that class, and I got a B+ on it, which was absolutely wonderful, and I totally did not film it in the last 2 hours.
I think you sent that to me.
It was a train.
It was beautiful.
Oh, cool.
You summon an iron golem. Oh my gosh. But so I am honestly so like happy now, because the first semester, because we've just started our second semester, the first semester was just a mess, and I was like so ready to just can it all together and just give up. But now I'm really, really happy with the way that they've structured our course, because we're able to actually do things now. They've basically made it so we more or less have 9 weeks from this coming week to kind of just do whatever. Like, the whole point around it is basically specializing in an area that you want to specialize in. Like, you don't actually have to do any client work or anything. You can just, there is client work scattered throughout the course, but in terms of what we're actually going to be assessed on, it's just your own thing. So I'm thinking I'm going to spend the whole 9 weeks just flying my drone. Because now that I have a Civil Aviation Authority certificate for unmanned aerial vehicles, I can actually do things. So I'm pretty excited for that, and I'm pretty just honestly take it for granted how lucky New Zealand is at the moment just to be able to go outside and go shopping and all that stuff. I am curious though as to how, once, or if I should say, the world goes back to normal, how that'll have an effect on the server, because obviously a lot of people have been able to play on here so often, like Duo, because they've had nothing else they can do. So I don't really know what's going to happen there.
There's a lot of people. I think a lot of people though are they still have a similar amount of stuff to do. It's just a lot of it's from home, or like me, my life hasn't changed literally at all. It's still working, and I'm not working from home. And then I play video games all evening, which I did that before Corona. So
weren't you doing an electrical apprenticeship or something?
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
You can do that from home?
No. About 4 months ago, I got hired at a different company, or maybe it's 3, right before Corona.
Yeah.
And then we closed for a few weeks, and then we kind of opened back up with a lot of regulations and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
With my school, Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was just gonna say it's not near as bad here as in the States.
It's too cold.
Meanwhile, I'm working in a restaurant, and hey, advertisement. Anyone out there who's watching, hire me as a video editor, please. I want to quit working. Please. Where's Tommy MC? I'm looking around. Where is he?
He's kind of like over there.
Hire me.
Oh dear. Yeah.
This won't make sense to people listening in audio form.
No, a lot of what happens in these podcasts, ever since we started doing these live recordings, there's so many things where it's like, you're going to have to kind of jump back in every now and again and just see what's going on. Which is why I usually try and like reference things in audio form. Because obviously we do have like the Patreon audio form and people just listen to the the YouTube recording without actually watching it, because why would you?
Can we get this, can we get a Spotify deal where we can get our podcast on Spotify?
I've always wanted to do that. I always tried looking into that, but I think we kind of were just happy with how things were with just Patreon only, because obviously patrons don't get too many perks. As we obviously are super thankful for everyone's support, but there isn't too much we can kind of offer at the moment. All we've really got is like the Patreon server, which is still under development.
We're not going to be talking about Keystone Season 2 that's actually happening right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna stop playing on this. Play on Keystone.
Yeah, let's go over to Keystone Season 2.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
But now I've lost complete track of thought again.
We're talking about the podcast and how it's in audio form.
Yeah, it's just I'm still like adapting to the podcast. Obviously, it has been a while since we've done one. And ever since kind of the start of the year, we've been chill a little bit more about how the podcasts are recorded and kind of when we're getting them online, because we don't want to put too much pressure on there. But yeah.
I do agree.
Bro, thank you so much for donating gravel to the subway. Thank you.
Oh, you're breaking. No.
This is my gravel now.
No, stop. I'm pillaring up. Please stop. No.
Oh my gosh. Why do I feel like this happens every single podcast?
YouTube.com/KSores the Lego All-Star. Alright, time to put a mark to cut the podcast audio.
Yeah, I've already got that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my audio there. Anyway. Yeah, this kind of been a little bit more of a chillax podcast, just a little bit of a catch up and kind of chat like we've done in the past, which is always good though, because I feel like I do enjoy doing the podcast, and it is always good to just have a little sit down with some peeps and kind of just go over everything. But oh my gosh, I'm on fire. Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything else anyone wanted to kind of talk about? Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on, kind of in the Minecraft community, but whether that's something that we want to really chat about, Mojang deciding to add.
What has been your experience with Sodium?
Yeah, Sodium's awesome. I went from a unstable like 40 to 60 frames to honestly having 120.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I don't think I can go back to Optifine now. I just can't. Like
you've had to sacrifice so much just for a higher performance.
Yeah, like honestly, one thing I do miss. There'll be two things. Will be like Optifine capes, obviously, is a big thing, and like custom skies. I still haven't found a mod that allows for custom sky resource packs. I'm
sure there'll be a mod eventually.
Yeah,
that comes
but for anyone who's unaware, Galaxy, how would you explain Sodium in a nutshell?
Sodium is like Optifine, but it improves your performance more than Optifine, but it doesn't have all the resource pack features that Optifine has.
It's definitely performance focused.
Yeah, it's performance over quality. That's what well, it still looks good. Like you can still set it to fancy graphics and it looks fine, but it's performance over the aesthetic features that Optifine offers.
So there's a lot of sacrifices that you lose for like a lot of people like iGalaxy and Noah even around textures and resource packs.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely, I think a lot of, probably what I reckon, about 50%, if not a little bit, kind of, oh my gosh. There's definitely a lot of people who use Optifine for the resource pack features. But also there's probably, and the capes and stuff. But there's probably like just as many people who use Optifine for performance, if not more even, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who use Optifine because they just simply can't use vanilla Minecraft. It doesn't.
Yeah, that was me for the longest time.
Yeah, and that's like me, like always. So yeah, I Sodium. So it runs on the Fabric-based kind of mod loader, which is I guess similar to Forge, or what older players will know Forge as.
Fabric is it's a lot easier to update than Forge because it like adds itself to the Minecraft code rather than altering the Minecraft code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you always see Fabric being updated before Forge, and why it used to, like, back when, I think, what was it, 1.14 or 1.15? It took Forge to update, like, it took a really long time for Forge to update, and that's why you see how people... 1.13, yeah. That's when a lot of people got introduced to mod loaders like Rift and Fabric. Rift isn't really that popular anymore, but Fabric has really taken off.
Yeah, no, I'm because back in the day I was like a big user of Forge and mods and mini maps, and like even if anyone's seen my kind of Patrick's World series where I went back and kind of looked over my old past world, there's like big trees and we had backpacks and heaps of stuff me and my brother used to install. But then I kind of just got off there and started playing on multiplayer servers a lot more exclusively, really. And yeah, just never really had a use for kind of that kind of thing. So it was a nice, refreshing introducing myself to Sodium, or just from, you know, seeing it around Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. And yeah, as soon as I loaded it up and I went from, you know, having to lock my frame rate at 30, sorry, just because 60 was so unstable, to going to 120 in the spawn town here on Existence was like, I can't go back to Optifine now. There's no reason.
That's pretty incredible. So
yeah,
does it look any different for you?
No, it just looks like vanilla Minecraft.
I actually have noticed some differences between...
I noticed a few changes with lighting.
Yeah, it's really only lighting that changed. Like, I kind of... In the Existence Discord, I pointed out, like, paths look different. There's not that shadows on the edges of a block.
Which is way better, honestly.
Yeah. I think a lot of transparent blocks look a bit different.
Yeah, they do. There's a few things I was reading up a little bit about it on the Curseforge page about Sodium, and there was a few things they talk about like underwater lighting, like shadows. What was it? There was a few different things specifically about lighting, which for someone who kind of is so used to playing on the lowest graphic settings, I didn't really notice the difference.
It's not a big deal. Being able to play the game at a reasonable frame rate's a lot more important.
Yeah, because I mean, when I was playing at 30 frames, I was absolutely loving. Like, I could max out all my graphics and not go below 30 frames, and it was amazing. But to be able to then go from that to, you know, like 60 plus frames at max graphic settings, I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
I experienced that feeling when I got like my first computer. Like, I used to, when I was younger, I had like this really bad Windows laptop that had like a really old processor, and I used it to play Minecraft at like 20 FPS, and I was really happy with that. And I even got like a monitor, so I would like have my laptop next to my monitor, and it was great. But then I got an actual like desktop computer, and I was blown away that I was able to get like 40, 50 FPS.
Oh, dude, yeah. I did the exact same thing. I lived, so basically entirety of middle school. In 2012, I got a MacBook Air, and that bad boy carried me through everything. I turned that thing into mush. I gamed on that 24/7. The W key is almost entirely just like worn out at this point. But for Christmas this year, my parents were like, "Hey, guess what? You're getting a computer," and I'm like, "Oh, baby!" So I got a computer, and the second I booted up Minecraft and got like 120 frames, my jaw dropped. Seriously, I have been friends with so many people who want me to play games that I could just never run. Once my Christmas present was the computer, and then like $200 worth of games from all my friends who wanted to play games with me. It was very heartwarming.
Yeah, well, I have a similar. Well, not really. This past year, in 2019, I spent like the entire year getting into like computer/tech YouTube, and I watched like a ton of videos on like building PCs and stuff. And like I had put together this like list that I'd perfected throughout the year, and I finally got all the parts on Christmas, and then I built myself a brand new like amazing computer, which I'm sitting next to right now, and this isn't the desktop computer that I was talking about. That was like an old pre-built desktop. That was still amazing, but like even this jump, I felt like I re-experienced that jump from the laptop to my desktop computer because it's just such a big leap. It was amazing. I could finally play all these games that I'd spent money on, then realized I couldn't play them.
Oh no.
Like Subnautica, I had purchased when it like came out in early access, and like I got terrible performance with that, and I started picking it up like when I built this new computer. Then I realized I didn't really like the game, so I didn't finish it. But I was still able to finally play the games that I'd been wanting to.
Just having the option to even try it and not like load it up immediately and be like, oh, I can't play this because it's too laggy. Just to be able to play it, oh, I don't like it, rather than being like, oh, it's too laggy. Like,
yeah, it feels so weird. Like I can't really remember that feeling of like not being able to play something because I didn't have the stuff necessary to anymore. Like, yeah, it's really different.
That's great.
One day, Patrick.
One day, I'll get there.
Don't worry, you'll build like a great Hackintosh.
Yeah, I reckon the day I build a PC will be an amazing day because I'll probably build something incredibly powerful for video editing. So it'll be able to run Minecraft at who knows what frame rate.
But it'll be running on macOS, so you'll get terrible performance on games.
No, there is. If I'm building a PC, I'm not even going to try Hackintosh because it's something I just don't want to mess with. I'm not the kind of person who does that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey?
I've been debating trying to get it running on this, but it runs better with AMD graphics cards than I have an NVIDIA graphics card, so I'm probably not going to do it.
Pull a dragon and go Linux.
Well, see, I've been debating putting Ubuntu on here as well, but I can just run WSL, so I'm fine.
I've tried it a few times, and it's always like some inconvenience of not being able to run some program I want, and I'm just like, this is
That's why I'm still running macOS Mojave and downgraded from Catalina, because most of my apps work, but in Catalina, Apple was like, have you got 32 apps? Too bad. No 32-bit for you.
8 that actually work.
Yeah,
I thought you said, do you have 32 apps? No, I misheard you.
But no, so I've done like checks, and you can check and see like what apps are 64-bit and all that, and most of my apps are 64-bit. The only things that aren't are most of like my Steam games.
Yeah, so like all the Steam games that haven't been updated in forever, but you still play them because they're great.
Well, so many things as well that just won't be updated, you know? Like
all the... I was going to say, all the Steam games you probably play are older ones because they run well enough, so they probably won't be updated.
Yeah, like Portal 2, Grid 2, one of my like favorite racing games. The developers were just like, yeah, no, we're not updating this. Like, you can buy our new game, but we're not going to update this one.
Just wait until Portal 3.
Yes.
Just wait, Patrick. Just wait for Portal 3.
But honestly, like the day I made a bootcamp drive was an amazing day. And
you might want to retest with Big Sur when it comes out and to see if those Steam games are compatible. They might have made some changes
to 32-bit apps.
Well, I don't know if they're allowing them, but I don't know. Well, I haven't really read through the change logs. So I don't know what's been changed in Big Sur, but
I have a feeling they won't be.
Okay, well.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm constantly on the like. Kyle? What are you doing? I'm constantly on the like think about what I want to do in terms of new hardware, new laptops, and all that stuff. But that's a discussion for another day.
Get a big boy computer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could run a Mojave VM on the MacBook. But that might not let it. I don't know.
I like having everything in one place. I don't like splitting things up. Like, even having a Windows partition is like only for games, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Noah gone?
I'm in the subway.
Oh, okay.
I'm just flying up every now and then.
I think this is probably a good time to wrap things up anyway. Like I said, it's been a nice kind of little chill podcast. Good to kind of catch up with everyone and just kind of talk about, community server and what's been going on and a couple odd things here and there. I think as we go along this year, as things are kind of getting a little bit more balanced out and as we kind of settle into the server and more, it'll be nice to do a little bit more kind of focused podcasts again like we have in the past. Especially with all the things going on, like all the tech news and, we had that podcast about like RTX shaders and all that good stuff. As well as just, it would be nice to do some more non-Minecraft related podcasts like we did in the past. Like, Kyle, do you remember our education system podcast?
Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was a while ago now.
That must have been about 2 or 3 years ago.
I was still in school when we did that, I think.
Yeah. That was
at
a
least
lot
2
of
years
fun.
ago then.
Yeah, but just doing, just more general podcasts, be a good time. But yeah, it's been awesome catching up with you guys. As always, I'm going to run over our Patreon list here and just thank all our patrons. I'm on the complete wrong document. I was like, that's a lot shorter than what it really is.
Read your chairs.
No one's going through my stuff. Anyway.
Oh, I'm looking for Dark Oak.
This is one of our longest Patreon lists, I think. It might just be the longest in general, the longest since the start of Keystone, but bear with me while I run through this, because obviously, this would not be possible, our projects wouldn't be possible, our other servers wouldn't be possible without the support of all our patrons. So a huge thank you to Shukikini, TZ Midnight.
Can I play a song out as you're reading the patron list?
No, last time you played a song out was Darude Sandstorm on a recorder. How about I run through the patrons first, and then you can play a song?
We're going to have to cut the audio.
The audio.
Right. Huge thanks to Sugarcane, TC Midnight, Delta Dragon, The Mundane, Pineapple_123, Sandman, ACD1000, iGalaxy, MC Zombie Slayer, Waffle Stick, Torbray, It's Purple J, Chrismon, KSores, ATM2222, Lord of the Undead, Duo Gets Wrecked, Ha2222, Salvatore, Dr. Little, Diamondback88, Cat the Kitty Cat, Kitty Cat the Cat, sorry, Wolfguy 2005, and Matrix Golden. Thank you guys all so much for your support. The community server has been an awesome time, and it is because of you guys that we are able to do all this, and our admin team is able to develop all our other projects. So yes, awesome thanks and huge shout out. This has been the most support we've received in probably, I think, ever, and it is just awesome that we're allowed to do, or able to do all this thanks to you guys. But yes, Noah, would you like to play us out?
Noah! Why? That was iGalaxy. iGalaxy, you horrible person.
No, I don't know if my microphone picked it all up. That's fine if it didn't. It was the Fortnite default dance song.
I heard a couple notes and that was about it.
That's honestly, it's better that way.
I'll build this thing I was going to build when no one's online.
Yeah, go for it. But anyway, my name is mcpeachpies. I've been joined by iGalaxy, KSores, and Noah. We will see you all next time.